Habibi, come to Dubai.
At some point or another, you must have heard of Dubai. You might have seen your favorite celebrities spending their holiday there. You might have seen your friends go there on holiday. Maybe you've been there on holiday. And you've also recently heard that a lot of people are moving to Dubai to start their career or to carry on further with their careers. But you might have also heard of things like Dubai is very expensive, it's very lavish, it's not for everybody. Is there a strict dress code? Do you need to speak Arabic? Do women have rights there? Are they allowed to drive? As someone who has personally done this whole journey and has moved to Dubai and has been living here for over 2 years now, I'm here to share with you my experiences, and I'll try to give you a very neutral overview of what it's like to live in Dubai as an expat. So let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sheen. I am an Oxford and Cambridge graduate currently working in Dubai. So first of all, let's get started with what is Dubai. Dubai is a city of the country, the United Arab Emirates. It is not even the capital. The capital is Abu Dhabi. Dubai is just a city and the most well-known city of the UAE. It is a city that is always awake. It doesn't sleep. It runs 24/7. It is buzzing. It has a population of around 3.5 million, out of which actually 89% are expats or foreigners. So it means that it's a very, very small proportion of the population that is local, and then everyone else is from everywhere around the world, which is crazy. Now, the second thing is that Dubai does offer tax-free income, which is incredible. And I have to say it was one of the big reasons why I moved here, and no regrets on that front, because not only is the salary a little bit higher, but you also do not have to pay any form of income tax on your salary. Amazing, right? But of course that comes with other things. Of course, when you're in this country, it means that you are reliant on a visa. They are coming out with a lot more visas now. You don't necessarily need to be attached to an employer. You can be your own employer. But yes, it does mean that you're attached to a visa and you don't pay taxes, but also most of the times there is no contribution to pension. You just have end of service kind of arrangements with the employer that you're with. But if you want to contribute to your own pension fund privately, of course you have the option to do that. And the other thing that comes with the tax-free income, I suppose, is also the fact that the working hours are a little bit different in Dubai. It is a little bit longer, and I guess because you're being paid well, you do have to work a little bit longer. And I think especially me in my first job as a strategy consultant, I definitely struggle with work-life balance, which is why I had to leave that job. But I think it's a question of preference, you know, so it is a balance at the end of the day of the working hours might be a bit longer, but you're being paid better. So it's about finding the right balance, I guess, according to your own preference. Now, in terms of the language requirement, you do not need to know how to speak Arabic. It is a very English-speaking city. Everybody speaks English. You can get around with just English, and Arabic is not needed at all. As I said, it is a very big expat population, so everyone comes in with different languages, and the common language is English. So there's no need to know Arabic. I can personally read and write Arabic, but my vocabulary is very limited. I cannot have a conversation in Arabic, and I've never had to use it. Now, the other most commonly asked questions is about the weather. Yes, it's very, very hot here. Around 5 months in the year, it is summer, and it is summer. It gets up to like 40 degrees. It's very hot. Of course, it's in the middle of the desert, so as you can expect, it's very hot. It's not tropical weather because it's not in the tropics, but it is quite hot and humid most of the time, so you do struggle with that a little bit. But I have to say that the whole city is so tailored for this weather that you do not really experience the heat as much, because you have all of these like walking tunnels that take you to the metro stations. All the bus stops are air conditioned and closed, and you know, wherever you are going, there is AC. You're not going to be left walking outside in the heat for very long. And I have personally not really struggled with the heat, because yes, it does get really, really hot when you are on the outside, but you tend to not spend a lot of time outside during the summertime. And winter is so beautiful. I absolutely love winter here. And when we say winter here, it's actually summer, but not hot, which is great. You have the sun, and during the day, it is actually very, very pleasant. And sometimes at night, it gets windy and a little bit cold where you might need a jacket, but most of the time it's so pleasant. There's so much stuff that just pops non-stop during winter. There's so mmany activities that you can do outside and everybody's in a wonderful mood. And that's for what, around 7 months of the year, the weather is super decent and you get to go to the beach and do everything outdoors. Now, the other thing is safety, which might be very important if as a woman you're considering moving alone to a new city. Dubai is one of the safest places I have ever been to, especially as a woman. And here there are loads of surveys that will tell you that 98.5% of women say that they feel absolutely safe in Dubai. And generally, when you are here with my friends and the people who I've met at work, everyone who's lived here for a few years, they will tell you that they don't lock their houses, they don't lock their cars, they will leave their phones, watches, everything in the gym. Nothing gets stolen, nothing gets lost even. And I even have a friend who lost his Rolex at the gym. He didn't lose it, he forgot it there. And he didn't even remember where he forgot it. And then 3 months later, he realized that it might have been at the gym, and he went there and they had kept it really nicely for him because they also didn't know whose it was and they were just waiting for someone to come collect it. And there are so many different stories of people forgetting their phones in the taxi, and within half an hour the taxi will come back and deliver the phone to you. And it is just incredibly safe. There's no stories of things getting lost, stolen, or even in terms of like attacks or anything. There's nothing like this. And if you go to the beach at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, you'll see women walking around on their own feeling super safe, and that's quite refreshing, especially coming from different places where it is not that safe. But here safety is definitely amazing. Now, in terms of driving in Dubai, I think there is definitely good public transport. There is a metro line that runs across the whole of Dubai along the motorway, and that's very well served and it's very well used as well. You have buses and there are also bikes that you can rent, but most people drive, and driving does give you a little bit more freedom in terms of getting around. And depending on where you're from, you might be able to convert your driving license. For example, if you have a UK or American driving license, you can just convert it when you come here. But if you have a driving license from a country that's not from the list, then you only have to do 10 hours of lessons and then do the test, and if you pass, you have the driving license. And for me, it took me 1 month from deciding to get the license to having the license. It took me 1 month and that was it, which is very fast. But caveat, driving in Dubai is really tough. I think mostly because for me, it was a switch in terms of the side of the lane that you drive in, first of all. But also here you have huge cars, everyone drives really fast. The speed limits are a little bit higher than what I'm used to. And there are so many lanes. For example, Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the main road in Dubai, has I think 6 lanes on each side. So it is a little bit hectic and it takes some getting used to. And there is the running joke that goes on that if you miss an exit in Dubai, you will have reached Saudi, which is true because the exits are a little bit manic. And if you miss one, you have to go a bit of a long way before you're able to take another exit. But it is fun. Driving around here is really nice, but it is a bit of a process to get used to it. But strongly recommend to drive if you're in Dubai because the taxis here are amazing, to be honest. I have to mention this, especially the local taxi, which is Kareem. I've lived on it for a whole year. It is amazing. It's an app. It's like Uber. You can pay on the app, and there are so many of them, unless it's like particularly rush hour or there's some event going on in the whole of Dubai. Otherwise, it's really easy to get a taxi, and you can even just go downstairs and just stop them. So taxis are available and they are a lot cheaper than what they are in different countries, but having a car is still, in my opinion, the better solution. All right, now in terms of lifestyle. So I think there are 2 things I want to talk about in the lifestyle section. The first one is personally, I felt like my lifestyle had really improved for the better very quickly after I moved here, especially because here I am able to afford a maid. I can have, my laundry done. I can outsource pretty much everything that I don't want to do, and I can afford to do that. And at the same time, everything can be delivered. You can have your groceries with you within 20 minutes. You can have pharmacy deliver within 20 minutes. So everything can be brought to you at your doorstep. You don't really need to leave your house if you don't want to, but convenience is incredible. Whatever you think of, there is an app for it. So there's an app where you can book for your cleaners to come, for the plumber to come. If you have an emergency in the house, someone can come fix it. If you just want someone to come hang your paintings on the wall, you can do that on the app. So it's all incredibly convenient when it comes to kind of like assistance, home admin, even petrol is delivered to your house if you want it for your car. They have these little trucks that just carry petrol around and they come and fill your car up at the same price as at the petrol station. So convenience is incredible. But the second thing I do want to talk about is that yes, everything comes at a price, and the lifestyle in Dubai can be quite lavish because people earn a better living and they don't pay taxes, so they can allow themselves to spend a lot more on a lot more things. But at the same time, what I've seen is that Dubai does offer something for every price range. So whatever income you're on, you will be able to have a better life here. It depends. If you want to have a very expensive meal, you can have that. If you want an average meal, you can have that. If you want a really, really cheap meal, you can have that. So I feel like whatever income you're on, you can have a very good life here in Dubai. Of course, you need to figure out which area you need to live in because rent is different, which area you want to eat at. It's all different, but at the same time, there is something for everybody, which I think is incredibly beautiful. And I guess following on from that, the next thing is about food, right? And for me, one big selling point for Dubai is that it is halal. Because I eat halal food, I do not need to worry about what is halal, what is not halal, and all of the fast food or all of the big restaurant, you can eat whatever you want, because usually I'm limited to the seafood or the vegetarian option. So that is incredible. But at the same time, food here is, I feel like everyone who's come to Dubai definitely puts on weight at some point or the other. And I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. But personally, I've not really had any meal in Dubai that I thought, ugh, it's really bad. You can have a meal where you think that it might have been overpriced, but the food is generally tasty, which is great. But again, as I said, you do have different price ranges for food. And my favorite place in Dubai ever to eat is this actually really cheap Yemeni place where you just sit on the floor and eat. And it is the most yummy food ever. And I take everyone who comes to visit me there. And that's just to tell you that it doesn't need to be the most expensive food for you to enjoy it. And of course, here Dubai is known for their brunches, which is a whole day thing, usually on Sundays. And I think it starts at like 11 to like 6 p.m. And it's a whole event. Usually there's entertainment, it's a buffet, and it's quite pricey, and it's usually at one of the beach clubs or like somewhere near the beach, so you can enjoy. It's a whole day event, as I said. And a lot of people do enjoy this. I've been to a couple of them. It is nice, but in my personal opinion, it is just too much money to spend. It's usually around, I think, 500 dirhams, which is a little bit more than 100 pounds. So that's a lot of money for one meal. And how much can you eat really during the day? So as I said, there is something for everybody. Whatever wallet size you have, there is something for you in terms of food. Now, in terms of things to do in Dubai. So again, here, there is so much to do. And whatever you like doing, you will find something related to it here. Whether you want to go to the beach, you want to go to the mountain to hike, you want to skydive from the sky, whether you want to play sport, even at the beach, for example, you will have a paddle court, you have a basketball court, you have a volleyball court. So sports is a big thing here. So it's very easy to find a club or anything to join to play with other people, or just even to find a free court somewhere to play. And if you're into shopping, of course, Dubai is the place to go shopping. If you are more into indoors activities, there are also loads of them here in terms of like wall climbing, in terms of, I don't know, even like VR stuff, everything is here. But for me, what's crazy is that you can go to the beach, you can go to the mountain, you can go shopping, you can go to the gold souk, you can go to the river, you can do everything in one day, and everything is around here. And you also have the yachts that you can go onto. The beach is just there. There's just so much to do, and I've been here for almost 2 years now, and I still haven't done 50% of the things that I can do. I am still discovering areas of Dubai that I haven't even gone to yet. And that's one thing. Now, outside of Dubai, the rest of the UAE is also incredibly beautiful. You have all the other Emirates, there are 7 in total. And I have been to, I think, 6 now. There's only 1 that I haven't been to. For example, Abu Dhabi has the beautiful Sheikh Zayed Mosque that everyone loves to take pictures at. It is so beautiful. I've been to Al Ain, which is a bit more quiet, but again, it's a bit more nature. So they're very different to Dubai, and it's just an hour away. So you just drive for an hour and you're in a completely different world, and it looks very, very different to Dubai. And also you have the desert here, which I forgot to mention. And there are loads of activities in the desert. You can go camel riding, you can go dune bashing, which is just driving across the dunes in the desert. You can have a barbecue in the desert, you can go camping. There's just so much to do. And there are all of these lakes as well in the middle of the desert that you can go visit. Just so much to do. I would not worry about that. And I guess the final thing I will touch on is making friends. I think we can all agree that in order to settle in nicely in a new place, you need the right social group, you need the right work-life balance, you need the right group of friends. And I think this is the biggest challenge wherever you're moving. And the good thing about Dubai is that this is not a problem here at all. And this has been my experience, and it has been the experience of many people moving here around me. It's just that when you come here at work, you're going to make some friends. Where you live, you're going to make some friends. If you join the gym, you're going to make some friends. And people are always so willing to make friends. It's because we're all here a little bit on the short-term vibe, and everyone is looking to build that network, that social network. So everyone is very open to meeting new people, and people are very also welcoming. So they'll bring you into their current social network group so that you make more friends. And I think I've made a video about this, how I made friends in Dubai as well. It's just that you then tap into all your different networks. So where you went to school with, who did you go to university with, and all of them, there are some overlap here, and you will meet people. And here, wherever you go, if you go to the shopping mall, you go to a restaurant, everything, people will talk to you. And if you talk to people, people will very willingly talk to you. So making friends here is quite easy as long as you are willing to make the effort. So definitely, I think one of my favorite part about Dubai is this whole community vibe, and everyone is here building this little community. And generally, it's just not hard to make friends here. The annoying thing, I guess, the little caveat here is that people are also quite in and out of Dubai. People come here for a short period of time. Just yesterday, I had to say bye to 2 of my closest friends because they moved back to the UK. And you do have to go through this thing of saying bye to people quite often because, as I said, people are in and out. So you get to know them for a short period of time and then they go. But that also means that new people come in and you have just added more people to your life. And on that note, these are the 10 things that I thought would be quite useful to anybody who's considering moving to Dubai, and to have a bit of an overview of what are the things that are important here and the main questions that you will ask yourself when considering what life is like in Dubai. But I guess my takeaway message is that, as always, it is not a template that will fit everybody. There are things that work for me that will not work for you, things that will work for you more easily that it has worked for me. So take it all with a pinch of salt, and hopefully I hope that this has answered some of your questions. If you have any more questions about what life is like in Dubai, please leave them in the comment section. I will respond to everybody. And in the meantime, if you're considering moving, please come. We love having people here. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.